On this segment of the Checker Pro radio show, Zachary Zaras is joining me today from Leveled Concrete. He is our concrete leveling expert here on the program. It's kind of interesting to say that because not a lot of people do what you do. Hello, Zachary. How are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I am living the dream. Thank you so much. It's true what I just said, right? Not many people or companies actually do what you do.
It's true. There's probably a handful of us in the greater Houston area that actually do this type of work.
A lot of people don't know it can be done. And what we're talking about, everybody, is actually fixing that concrete that is no longer leveled, hence leveled concrete. You guys inject foam with very, very small holes, maybe the size of a pencil or so. You inject the foam through the concrete, and magically, I say it's magical because when you see this on video, it's just
Yeah.
phenomenal. It lifts the concrete slab level with all the other ones.
Yeah, absolutely. So we the 3/8 hole, we inject that polyurethane, it lifts and settle, brings that concrete back to where it needs to be. And we patch those holes, and within a couple of weeks, those holes are pretty much gone. And oftentimes we don't even see them again. We go back out to the house.
So we know how you do it. We know why you do it because it's safe and cosmetically appealing. Is it safe as far as the process? There's two things that come up. Number one, the process and the product, the foam you inject is that safe? And also, is it safe to be moving such a very heavy piece of concrete?
So I'll address the second one first. So the safeness of moving the concrete. We're on top of the concrete, so there's nobody's going to be getting hurt if the concrete's being moved. If we're picking it up, there are some people out in the market that actually physically pick the concrete up and dig under there and try to set it back down. Concrete weighs about 4,000 pounds for every 75 square foot of your standard driveway sidewalk concrete. Very, very heavy and very unsafe to pick it up and put your arms and whatnot underneath in there. What process we do, there's no worry about anybody getting hurt doing the work. Um, Now, the product itself, the safeness of the product, once it's installed, it's an inert material. It does not off gas or leach any materials into the soils. It's like putting a Coke bottle under your concrete at the end of the day. It's there. It's going to be there for a long time before it ever degrades out. Now, if I was to sit back and say, "Hey, go play with the raw chemicals, the A and the B side," they're not they're not harsh chemicals, they're not hazmat chemicals, but they're not great for you. So our guys are very well trained to handle the raw chemicals properly, and they're not really touching the raw chemicals until they don't ever really touch them, but they mix at the very tip of the injection gun into the concrete. They mix right then and there. They don't mix anywhere else. They're raw until the time they mix. So the product itself is very, very safe. It's been used for the better part of 35 years in this type of work underneath concrete. Oftentimes, the highways you drive on have had this kind of work done on it in the past since about '89. So it's been around. It's very safe and not doesn't cause problems with the environment or people's health.
Yeah, almost anything that we do in terms of home improvement has its risks. We clean the interior and exterior of our home with chemicals and bleach. We use paint and varnishes and stains and so forth. And everything handled well, applied properly, is safe long term. And I really do love your product as a solution. We talked about this before. Before you bang out your cracked and unlevel concrete, you should really consider getting hold of Zachary and his team at Level Concrete because even though it may be cracked, it may look destroyed and it may well be destroyed, and they may have to re-pour, which they can help you with. But it may not be as bad as you think. Have them come out and have them see if they can lift it up for you. And it is just a phenomenal process.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we come out, we have free estimates. So if you ever have a question and curious, it can even be done, give us a call, shoot us a text, email, something. Send us a letter in the mail. We'll answer it and we'll come out to your place and give you a free estimate on it.
In the description, the show notes of this podcast is a link to Zachary's website, Level Concrete. You're going to see some cool stuff on there. So I suggest you click on that link. As always, Zachary, thank you so much for being the expert here on the show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.